Well, this is going to be short. My heartfelt gratitude to the Hall of Fame Selection Committee for this incredible honor. I'd like to thank Kelly Massey for all her hard work in making this a memorable weekend for me and my family. I'd also like to thank like to congratulate my fellow inductees. It has been a great honor sharing this time with all of you. Although it feels like it's the goalie's year, Tom, Hank, and I, lifetime members of the goaltender fraternity. The fact that you saw fit to induct the three of us in this single year, it means a lot. I'd like to thank my late parents, Martin and Lorraine Vernon. Mom, you've asked me once if I was ever going to go into the Hall of Fame. Well, I made it. I come from a hockey family. My brothers, Terry, Danny, Kevin, my sister Rochelle, we all played sports, but in our house, the main sport was hockey. Both my mother and father were coaches and leaders in the community, and I strapped my pads on for the first time at the age of 5. I never took them off. I knew that was the position for me. Although my parents can't be here today, it would mean a lot to them. So back in June, I got a call from my buddy, Lanny McDonald, that I have been chosen for the Hockey Hall of Fame. So you start to think what this means. Like most kids growing up, I started playing hockey, having fun, a chance to hang out with my friends, with all my buddies, and dreaming one day of playing in the NHL. As a kid, the hockey rink, the outdoor hockey rink, was my playground. Then I got drafted. Then I was one step closer to playing in the NHL. That's when the real challenges began. It wasn't easy. Nothing in this world is ever easy. There are no goaltenders, no coaches, no psychologists. Like a lot of young players, I had to figure it out on my own. Develop a mindset, physically, mentally, prepare myself for every season. When I made it to the NHL, luck was on my side, but it wasn't with challenges and whole new challenges that confronted me. Anybody can remember in 1983, my NHL debut. This is how it read. 11 minutes played, 4 goals against, a 3.33 save percentage, and a 22.22 goals against average. Yeah, 22.2 goals against. And they still let me in here. That, I confirm, was a low point. Forget figuring out. I wasn't even sure if I can play in the National Hockey League. Playing against some of the best players of our era. That kind of pressure pushes you, drives you to be better as a player. 2 years later, the Calgary Flames were on an 11-game losing streak. I got a call up, and we tied that game. Later that year, we went on to play the Montreal Canadiens and Patrick Waugh in the Stanley Cup Finals. That was a turning point for me. I'd like to thank the NHL and everyone who helped me go from rookie to champion. I want to thank the Calgary Flames, Detroit Red Wings, San Jose Sharks, Florida Panthers, the organizations that believed in me and had a winning culture. Everybody that is here tonight understands one thing about hockey. It is the ultimate sport, and that I had great teammates along the way. Too many to name, but I'd like to thank them all, from Al to Iserman. You pushed me to be my best. You taught me what it meant to be a teammate and what it took to become a pro. I'd like to thank Glenn Hall, my goalie coach for 9 years. He inspired me, he challenged me. And the crazy thing was, he never came on the ice once. He took his notes, we went over his notes, and sometimes over an ice cold beer. Thanks to the many general managers, coaching staff that I've had in my NHL career, I'd like to thank Bob Johnson, the late Bob Johnson, the most positive coach I've ever had. We all could use a lot more Bob Johnsons in our world. To my fellow goalies, a special thanks. Thanks to Reggie Lemelin, Rick Walmsley, Chris Osgood, Kelly Rudy for their friendship, their competitive spirit, and for all having my back. And to the other goalies like Tom Barrasso, Grant Fuhr, Patrick Waugh, some of the best goalies of their era and maybe of all time. All of them who I'm honored to be mentioned with in the same breath, and now as a fellow member of the Hockey Hall of Fame. To my wife, Jane, for all your love and support, and always having my back. I love you, and you are forever grateful. I'm forever grateful. To my children, Amelia, Matthew, John, Will, you mean the world to me. I am so proud of your accomplishments, so proud to be your father. My kids didn't really see me play. They were much too young. They knew me first as a father. But then they'd see the highlight intro of Hockey Night in Canada when the great one scoring on me. Every weekend, the kids would want to point it out and get a good chuckle out of it. You'd think that was the only goal the guy scored. This is the last thing that I want to say. The best thing about this sport are the friendships that you make, the teammates that you have had, and the things that you go through together, and the highs and lows. You overcome adversity, and sometimes you end up winning and celebrating the Stanley Cup. That's what drives you as a player. But it's the friendships along the way that make you who the person you are. And now, to have this happen, 21 years after I finished my NHL career, this means more to me and my family than you can possibly know. Thank you very much.